Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's live web event, Using Yocto to Develop Your Next Product. I'm Teresa Kisha, and I'm your host today. With me today is Bob Blumenscheid, Ka-Ro Business Development North America, and Maciej Halasz, Timesys VP of Technology. During today's event, Bob and Maciej are going to give us an overview of LinuxLink 5 and the Yocto training included with the new Ka-Ro Product QuickStart Kit. Before we get started, I wanted to let you know that at any time during this event, you can post questions you have into the chat window that's located to the right of the live feed. We'll do our best to answer your questions during this event. If there are any questions that we are unable to answer, we'll reply to you via an email if you can provide us with your email address. Today's event is being recorded and will be available will be available for viewing on our YouTube channel following this event. And then finally, within the next 24 hours, for those of you who registered prior to the event, we'll send you an email containing the link to the presentation slides so that you can have this for your reference if you need them. I believe that's everything, so I'm going to go ahead and hand controls over to Bob, and he's going to go ahead and get things started for us today. Enjoy the session, and thanks for being with us.
Thanks very much, Teresa. I appreciate you hosting this webinar. My name is Bob Blumenscheid, and I'm with Ka-Ro Electronics in North America. And Ka-Ro is a company who's been in business since 1988 with electronic manufacturing services and a product centered around computer on modules with development services. And what we want to talk about today is a brand new offering, the TX6UL Product QuickStart Kit. Now, this Product QuickStart Kit is the first development kit with integrated training included. And you'll hear more about that later from Maciej. For now, I want to talk about the hardware and what you would get in a kit that's very well suited to start your development, rapid development, and take you through the prototyping stage of your new product. So the Product QuickStart Kit is based on a Ka-Ro TX6UL computer on module. It includes the NXP i.MX6 ultralight processor, and it's a very small board that brings out dual Ethernet and dual CAN. So it's a great prototyping package for industrial applications. On that evaluation kit, we've included 802.11 BGN Wi-Fi for some wireless connectivity, and then up to 8 UARTs along with USB and GPIO. So you can very quickly build a test system and develop Linux software to test your new product. Now, we also include a secure boot option where you can actually create your product as a trusted device, and we can provide more information about that secure boot. It's a great foundation to build a secure product on. So the board itself is industrial temperature rated and comes with a i.MX6 ultralight module. So when you purchase the kit, you receive training from Timesys on developing with Yocto using the Ka-Ro kit. And the reason we integrated training is very simple and shown at the bottom. We want to eliminate development delays on your new product at the very start of your project. And it's very common, we've found, that at the beginning of a project, the new tools come in, the new boards come in, and it takes a little while to configure things and to find out how the tools work and integrate it in your environment and get comfortable with it. And before you know it, your schedule may be slipping before you even begin application development. So really, we wanted to bypass that initial learning curve and work with Timesys to get you up and running with the tools and with the development environment very, very quickly. And as I said, Maciej will be talking more about what you get in that initial training. So the nice thing about this solution is that you can begin your project and begin your product development with a product that will take you all the way from initial development, from evaluation to prototyping, into production of your device. So key to that QuickStart Kit is the Ka-Ro TX module. As I said, it's based on the new NXP i.MX6 ultralight processor. It's a Cortex A7 528 megahertz. And it's a great solution for industrial applications, building control, and HVAC. It's lower power, so it's great for battery-operated medical devices. And just a lot of embedded products that might have been based on an ARM9 over the last 7 to 10 years, this would be a fantastic upgrade for. And we provide complete Linux support, BSP device drivers for this. So you can see the footprint. It's a standard TX footprint, and we bring out all the functions you would need to create a embedded product, including the dual Ethernet, the dual USB we mentioned, and the dual CAN. So it's a great low-power solution for embedded product development. One of the things we do have on the QuickStart Kit and on the module is support for an LCD, a TFT screen. That's an optional support option. Now, if you're not familiar with Ka-Ro TX modules, it's an absolute quality choice, and as I said, it's something that can take you from initial evaluation and development all along to a product in the industrial market with an extended life cycle. Ka-Ro is based in Germany, and they have over 25 years of EMS experience. The modules themselves are built in production at the Ka-Ro facility, so it's a completely integrated design and build operation. All the hardware and the software development for Linux is based in Aachen, and technical support is provided there as well for users from the hardware and software engineers themselves. So since we're familiar with production in our own facility, we're able to provide very, very high quality production and traceability of the modules, traceability of the components that are used, and we provide controlled bill of materials. There will be no changes to the module without advance notice, without a product change notice, and opportunity to test the changes and approve them for your product. The TX family concept guarantees compatibility between TX modules. So it's a great solution for a product family. You may have users that have different performance points, and you can design a platform that accepts the TX-UL and moves up into the IMX6 family of modules, the Solo, Dual, and Quad, and all of them have the same pinout, so you can manage the performance based on your product requirements. And we know very well that there's a requirement for long-term availability in industrial products. And we can ensure that all TX6 modules, those are based on NXP i.MX6, are guaranteed availability of 12 years. That's until 2028. And we're able to do that not only with the long-term availability provided by NXP, but also a careful selection of components on the modules, limiting that, keeping it as simple as possible, selecting long-term availability memory and other components, and then managing with product change notifications. So you know you can be assured of having these modules in your product for a long term, and we provide written assurance of that. Again, we have industrial temperature as a standard on both the module and the development kit to make it acceptable for prototyping. And we do have global distribution and stock support. In North America, we work with Future Electronics, Mouser Electronics, and then Strategic Embedded. And then we have a long list of distributors in Europe who you can contact in different countries for support on Ka-Ro products. Now, one thing we have to offer as part of this webinar is an offering from our partner Future Electronics. The Product QuickStart Kit can be ordered online at www.futureelectronics.com at a price of just $4.95. That's 30% off the regular price of this kit and online training. Now, that offer is valid until June 3rd. That's a week from Friday. And it's available online, so you can go to the Future website and order that kit at that discount. Once you receive the kit, you'll then be contacted by Timesys and arrange for an online training. But I don't want to take any more time from Maciej. I want to turn it over to him to show you what you receive in the 2-hour training and what else Timesys can do to help you get your product to market as quickly as possible. Okay, Maciej?
Thank you very much, Bob. This is indeed a great computer module. And now I'm going to talk a little bit about the training session that's included in the kit. There's a little bit of echo. I'm not sure if everybody else hears that or not, but hopefully not. It's gone, so that's great. And slides should be coming online any moment now. And here we go. So,
Maciej, I don't see your slides. Maybe wait. Okay, I'm good. I'm sorry.
Yep, fantastic. There may be a little bit of a delay in the system passing all the information online, but hopefully everybody can see the slides and we're good to go. So for those of you who are new to Timesys, just a few words about Timesys. We have manufactured tools for many, many years, tools that accelerate development, help you build a custom Linux-based devices. The product that we offer is called LinuxLink. Those products have been used in more than 1,000 projects across different architectures, across different market segments. And as you can see from this timeline, we have a long-standing history with embedded Linux. We have offices around the world. Our headquarters are in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Fantastic green place at this time of the year, so if you have a chance to stop by, please do, and let us know. Perhaps you can stop by our office as well. We have offices in Europe, in Asia, and also offices in Japan. But enough about Timesys, and let's focus the rest of those slides on the special offering, and also I'm going to talk a little bit about Timesys product past the special offering. So how do we continue to help in development once you have everything up and running at your site? So the training session comes pre-bundled in this offering, and what it is, it's a 2-hour dedicated session led by one of Timesys technical personnel, and we are using Google Hangouts to deliver those sessions. These sessions are centered around specific agenda that I'm going to walk through in the next slide. But of course, because this is a one-on-one training session, various discussions and conversations are more than welcome. It's supposed to be a learning experience. The goal of this training session is to provide you with a good understanding of how to get Linux up and running on the Ka-Ro computer module, and how to set up your development environment such that right after that session, you can be very productive in building applications and perhaps even modifying the board support package. So about the training agenda. We're going to start by introducing how to set up a Linux kernel and entire Linux system on a Ka-Ro board. So what happens after you open up the box and you download the first software? How do you get it from your host computer to the target? And once the Linux is up and running on a device, we're going to introduce Yocto project. Yocto project is a very wide topic, and we could probably spend good 2-3 days talking just about Yocto. So in those 2 hours, we have enough time to introduce the project, what it is, how to operate it, and how you can leverage it to rebuild a boot support package locally on your host, and then how to start introducing perhaps some baseline customizations. We're going to talk about development host, what it takes to set up a software development kit to get you ready to write your own software, and we'll talk a little bit about customizations. This training is going to be will provide also hands-on experience. As you can see, we expect that you will be able to load Linux on your targets, that you're going to be able to rebuild a BSP on your hosts, that you're going to be able to deploy a sample application to the target and to a BSP. Takeaways, of course, we want you to understand what Linux components are involved in a boot support package. What is it that you're deploying onto the Ka-Ro computer? And what is the process associated with getting those Linux images to the Ka-Ro board? Followed by, of course, an understanding of what it takes to create and to build a board support package, how to customize it, and we don't require you to, or we don't expect you to have any prior embedded Linux knowledge. We're going to provide enough information around Yocto project so that you can rebuild the board support package, you can navigate through various directories and understand what it takes to add another API that perhaps you want to leverage in your development process. So, few words about Timesys offering. This initial bundled training is going to get you to the point where you're going to be able to run Linux on the target, and you're going to be able to start your development. But we do understand that oftentimes there are more requirements in your project, in your product, and you may want to leverage some of the resources, some of the offerings from us as well. How can we help? Well, we can definitely increase the knowledge, the know-how around embedded Linux by offering you trainings of various kinds. We can build certain components for you if you prefer. We can offer services around Linux kernel, device drivers, but also user interface, including Qt, multimedia, various peripheral programming, as well as various optimizations for boot time, for footprint. We can also offer you our flagship product, which is LinuxLink subscription, which is a combination of tools. I'm going to demo to you our web-based interface for building initial Yocto BSP, which is part of also experience on a Ka-Ro computer on module. And the LinuxLink subscription is pre-bundled with support. So as you develop your products, as you use our tools, you can also interact with Timesys engineers in the process of getting to the finish line. And the finish line is, of course, a product that you bring to the market, that you sell to your customers. So as you develop this product, you may have questions about configurations, about specific APIs, about specific perhaps device drivers, and those can be asked using Timesys support. So this is an overview of Timesys product offering. And well, we definitely don't want you to look like this. We don't want you to pull your hair out when you work with Linux. But I've included this slide just to show you that working with embedded Linux can be challenging. There are so many moving parts. Depending on the type of a device that you're building, you can have less or more complex board support package design. And we have found this information. It's from a few years ago that more than half of projects finished late or were canceled because of some of the complexities behind embedded Linux. So definitely we don't want you to be there. We want you to feel very comfortable. We want you to be able to get your Ka-Ro system up and running within hours, and then develop your product, bring your product to the market on time, on schedule, and of course on budget. You can use LinuxLink subscription if you have your own Linux development team and you want to customize a board support package. And when you build a custom product, you most likely are going to customize a board support package. You're going to touch the Linux kernel, various other components. You're going to create your own mix of APIs that's relevant to your product. And as you navigate through this process, LinuxLink subscription is there to assist at all steps of the process, with support included. The services are typically used when you don't have expertise in certain areas, or you don't have enough time, you're pressed by time, you have to deliver the product, and you're missing this one additional feature in a BSP or Linux kernel. We're more than happy to help you with that as well. Training, depending on areas that you would like to learn more, we can create a custom training for you. We have, of course, our standard training options, and I have a slide on that to show you. But trainings are there to help your team gain more embedded Linux knowledge. So a few more words on our products. The LinuxLink 5.0, which is our flagship product, we have released version 5.0 just a few months back, and this new version brings to our portfolio support for Yocto build system, Yocto project. We have branded this interface, at least the web interface, to customize or to design a custom board support package, a bakery, a LinuxLink bakery. I will give you a very short demo of LinuxLink bakery to show you how easy it is to design your initial board support package without even knowing Yocto. And just to emphasize, this is part of also the 2-hour experience. It's one of the first steps before we dive into topics that I've outlined in the agenda. The LinuxLink 5.0 is fully backed by Timesys expert support and focuses on ease of use of embedded Linux, of bringing Linux to your product, and of course product to the market. Another tool that I wanted to briefly introduce to you is an IDE. An IDE that Timesys offers is called Eclipse, and it's called Timestorm, and it's an Eclipse-based application that automatically recognizes software development kits that are pre-installed on your host. So as you are going to use the Yocto project to design and build board support package software development kit, the IDE, Timestorm IDE, will automatically pick that up and will make that SDK available for application development and system level development. You can build not only C, C++ applications, libraries of various kinds, but also you can compile, configure Linux kernel, and you can develop device drivers within that application, within this IDE. The great feature offered by Timestorm is its debugging capability. You can debug both an application and a Linux kernel, and the tool itself hides the complexity of debugging on the target. So it provides an experience as if you were debugging an application locally. If you run into any type of problems with your code, the tool comes equipped with a variety of utilities that help you identify bottlenecks, identify parts of your code that never get to run, so you can do a code coverage of your application. You can profile your software for which parts of your software take most of the CPU cycles, so you can find those bottlenecks in your software. You can take a look at the timeline, execution timeline through tracing, and the tool also helps you find memory leaks, potential memory leaks, which, as we all know, can be a hassle in an actual product that you deliver to the market. Timesys support is staffed with Timesys engineers, and you also use LinuxLink portal to log your questions. You can ask any type of questions around your project. Those questions are logged and tracked to completion. So at any point in time, you can log into LinuxLink. You can take a look at the conversation you had on a specific topic. And of course, we track also the status of those different queries. The professional services include our experience in various areas of embedded Linux. We can help you with Linux kernel and driver development. We do a lot of board bring-ups. So if you want to expand the Ka-Ro computer system by adding additional peripherals and you want to do an overall board bring-up, we can help with that as well. We help with UIs. We can design a complete UI for you using Qt libraries or just a subset of widgets perhaps that are relevant to the product that you design. We can help around multimedia, image processing, 3D graphics. So anything that really you have to develop for your product, we probably have experience. I say probably because, of course, there may be areas that are so specific to your product that only you know exactly how to program it. So, but our 16 years of experience building embedded Linux-based devices really gives us ability to help in various areas of products developed today. Trainings, these are all trainings that we offer starting from introduction to embedded Linux all the way to very advanced topics such as deep dive into a Yocto project. So this is the 3-day class where we go through various aspects of Yocto project, how to utilize it to customize different subcomponents of your products. Again, that's a training that we offer. You can find agendas on our website. This is just a list of trainings that we offer. Right, so as I mentioned, we have a lot of experience, many years of exposure to embedded Linux. We've been developing and championing Linux since very early days. We have customers that have used our tools, our expertise to develop products in various market segments. You can see here on this slide some of the areas and some of the applications that we helped develop, and we helped make those projects successful. We are very certain that we can help also your projects, your products, bring them to the market on time and on budget, and get you to the point where you are selling your products and you find satisfied customers. Finally, the slide with the contact information. Those slides, as Teresa mentioned at the beginning of today's session, are going to be available after the live event. So you can always go through this deck and also Bob's slides at your own pace after the session. So just to repeat what Bob said, there is a coupon that you can use till June 7th, I believe, Bob, if I may be actually saying the wrong date. So I'll let you perhaps repeat that information. And
Yep, it's June 3rd, next Friday.
June 3rd. Okay, yeah. Fantastic. So I urge you to take advantage of this opportunity to get the kit at a discount together with that initial training. So with that, I'm going to pass the control over to Teresa.
Thank you, Maciej, and thank you, Bob. Thank you both for presenting today. This is definitely useful information and important information. And I'm excited to see what customers do with the board and with the training. There are a lot of possibilities. And I want to thank everyone for joining us today. And if you have any questions, please feel free to send us an email. And hopefully we'll see you at a future event. Again, this recorded session will be live on the live recording. I always say that. The live recording will be available on our YouTube channel probably within an hour or so. So if there's any part of it that you'd like to rewatch, you're certainly welcome to do so, and you will be able to do so. In addition, again, just to reiterate, we'll send everyone who registered for the event an email that contains a link to both Bob and Maciej's presentations. I believe that wraps everything up for today. Bob, did you have anything additional to add?
No, that was great, Teresa. And if anybody has any additional questions on the kit, feel free to contact me as well.
Great. Thank you again, and we look forward to seeing you in a future session.